everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and welcome to Ask Think number 102 for Monday, May 19th, 2014. And guys, you are probably wondering how many likes were on last week's video, and I asked for 1,250. And we got 1,632, and Jane Safong was the closest with 1,630 likes. Let's see if this week we can get 1,250 likes again, guys. I really appreciate it. Now, before we get to the questions, don't forget to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. Also, don't forget to like each other's comments because that prevents them from being deleted from my video, and I have more to choose from, and you guys get more chances of getting into the video. One more thing before we get to the questions. If the comments on this video are closed, go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your question there. Now, on to the questions, and of course, first of all, we have the question I asked you guys last week, which is, what is your favorite type of dessert? And, well, first of all, I grabbed a few of them, but cheesecake, I think, was the most popular of all. There was someone who said chocolate molten cake, and the description was great, a volcano filled with fudge. Someone said noodles. Actually, a couple of people did. Then it came to ice cream, and one of these people said it was an 8,000 calorie brownie with ice cream and syrup, so that sounds pretty crazy. But yeah, a lot of ice cream, and just because it's cold and it's creamy and stuff like that. Tiramisu, I love tiramisu. There's a great restaurant near us that has a great tiramisu. Mango lassi, and this is an Indian type of drink. It's like a yogurt drink with mango in it. I really never thought of it as a dessert, but it could be, and I do agree. The next person said they love cannolis, homemade by their grandma. I am so jealous. There can't be much better than that. The next person said they loved s'mores, and I thought this was a really sweet reason as to why. It's because she always eats them with their family during the summer, which is amazing. And then someone asked, what's my favorite dessert? And someone actually said what my favorite dessert is, so I'll agree with them, and it is creme brulee. You spelled it a little bit wrong, but I know what you meant. Yes, creme brulee. So this week's question I wanted to ask you guys, and go ahead and leave an answer, is if you could visit anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? All right, now on to the regular questions, and the first one is from J-Rod, and it asks, think if we comment on a cellular device, does it increase the chances of my comment not getting deleted for Ask Think? Well, this one didn't get deleted, but I really don't know the answer to that. I guess you'll just have to try it. Ciara Sapphire says, LOL, the butt picture. Who made it for you, or did you? Well, technically I did. I went to buttgenerator.com and you can generate them with like different smiles and different colored butts and stuff. So there you go. Okay, and now the next few questions. A lot of people are asking about ThinkSlab. Someone wanted a raw recording without cuts. Some people wanted to know how I edited or how I did them, whether the minion sounds are edited in or natural, how long it takes to film and edit, how do I edit. So I thought about this, and I have my entire project for the last ThinkSlab that I did, which was The Wizard of Oz. And it was pretty much the most complicated editing I've ever done. It took me around, I don't know, between 1 and 2 hours of recording, about an hour and a half of recording, and about 6 hours of editing continuously to get it all to where I wanted it to. I mean, there are a few things that afterward I was like, oh, I should have done that, and oh, I should have done that, but I'm very happy with the video. But I wanted to show you guys a little bit about, well, sort of, I think I'm going to call it the magic behind The Wizard of Oz. And for those of you guys who don't want things spoiled, it's kind of like, you know, you see a really cool trick from a magician, you say, oh, that was amazing. And then you buy the magic trick from the store and it ruins the magic. And you're like, oh, that's it? There was a string that you couldn't see and that's what made the ball float? That's dumb. Like, I thought it really floated. So sometimes you don't want the magic spoiled. So I don't recommend that you watch the video if you want to keep it a secret or a mystery. But Tomorrow, after Pixelmon, or maybe before, but tomorrow, along with the Pixelmon video, I'm going to make a video showing you guys a couple of scenes in ThinkSlab, not raw recordings, because I did multiple takes and things like that, but what I will show you is the single take that I kept without any editing done to it, just straight through, and you guys can see how it was put together just from a recording standpoint, and then I'll show you the timeline and say, okay, these are the edits, and then let you guys watch it through with the additional sounds and the additional video effects and things like that, for maybe like 3 or 4 scenes throughout the video, and I think you guys might enjoy that. Gamer Girl 146 says, "Dear Think, I've for a long time really wanted a dog and I hope to get one soon. Do you have any tips or warnings for future dog owners?" Yeah, crate train them. And I know a lot of people think, oh, it's cruel and you lock your dog in a cage. No, it really isn't. They do like it as puppies. It gives them familiarity. In fact, when we take Kopi to hotels, we always bring her crate with her. I mean, it's folded up at home. We never use it. But when we bring her to a hotel room and we leave her in the room and we're gone, every time we come back to the room, she's in her crate. The door is wide open. We didn't lock her in it or anything. But when she goes to sleep, she just goes and lays down in her crate. So she does love it. It became her home. And, it really helps them, especially with potty training. Pink Penguin said, "I thought you said you only post ThinkSlabs on Saturdays. I just found a candy one and it wasn't on Saturday." Well, I always post them on Saturdays, and for the last month or so, I've been doing them on Wednesdays as well, trying to keep up, and I'm doing okay. It is a lot of work, especially like the Wizard of Oz one took me 6+ hours of editing, but yeah, I do them on Wednesdays and Saturdays and try and keep it up with twice a week. Widgie6 says, "Think I was considering buying a new editor. I've had iMovie 11 for a few years and I was considering, what do you consider as the next closest inexpensive editor?" The thing is that I use ScreenFlow, which has a built-in editor along with the recording software, and that's what I use primarily. It's not the most advanced software, but it does the trick for almost everything that I need it to do. I really should. I mean, I do this for a living. I should be using more advanced video editing software with the stuff that I do. I should be using something more advanced, but I'm kind of just used to ScreenFlow, and it is a good editor, and it's not that expensive, so I guess that's my recommendation. Marley53113 on CB asks, "How many comments do you get on your videos each day?" As a whole, I think it's between 2,000 and 3,500 comments a day overall on my channel. Chuck Boy Games asks, "When you started playing Minecraft for your 20,000 sub special, did you ever think it would become your main Let's Play series?" No, and I've said before, after I did it, I was like, wow, that was fun, and it was funny. And then I put it up on my channel, and I was like, wow, it wasn't as funny as I thought it was, because people kind of hate it. And so I thought, that's it for Minecraft, but no, definitely did not. Bella Morales says, "Did you stop doing Road to Captain Thinknoodles for old islands you didn't get photos on, because it seems like you stopped?" Nope, I didn't stop. I've done a Road to Captain Thinknoodles for every island, and there is a playlist for it that someone's asking about here, whether I have a Pop Tropica Adventures Let's Play. It's called the Road to Captain Thinknoodles playlist, and it is there. It's got like 150 episodes in it or something crazy like that. And The Only Dead Chicken says, "Can you please post Pop Tropica on another channel? Reason being, it's literally the thing that prevents me from being subscribed to you. I like everything that appears in my sub box to be things I want to watch at some point. However, Pop Tropica content means I can't subscribe to you without breaking my golden rule." Sorry. Most people don't really mind because the Pop Tropica content comes once a month. Just 1 or 2 videos once a month. So people who don't want to watch Pop Tropica just look past it. But the reason I split the Club Penguin stuff off is because Minecraft people didn't like Club Penguin people, and Club Penguin people didn't like Minecraft stuff. So, and Club Penguin stuff is a lot more often. It's at least once a week, and sometimes 3 or 4 videos every Thursday. So that's why I split off the Club Penguin stuff. As far as the Pop Tropica stuff, it's really not that intrusive. I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do or anything like that, but you can subscribe and once a month look past the 1 or 2 videos that are uploaded. But yeah, if not, I'm sorry. Sweetie Nerd says, "Hey, Think, does Kopi ever get confused when you yell at mine, Kopi? Please put on Ask Think Noodle on." Yes, she does. Sometimes when I'll call Kopi in one of the videos, she'll actually come over. Pink Diamonds asks, "Were you ever in scouting as a kid?" Yes, I was. I was a Cub Scout, a Weebelo, and I graduated to Boy Scouts. but that was right when I moved to Indonesia, so I didn't continue. Silly Sisters 45 says, think if you learn Indonesia's language, try and translate this back to English. Sorry if it's a little weird. I had to use Google. Video Anda luar biasa dan saya tidak tahu bagaimana orang bisa menyukai mereka Mion. Oh, well, actually, I think you want it to be video Anda luar biasa dan saya tidak tahu bagaimana orang tidak bisa menyukai mereka Mion. Because what you wrote says, your videos are amazing and I don't know how anyone can like them, Noodle on. But I think what you meant was your videos are amazing and I don't know how anyone can not like them, Noodle on. The Only Dead Chicken says, you have a great work ethic. Help. And Wizard Gamer 1 says, do you have any problem with time management? It may seem like I have a great work ethic, and I do. I have very lofty aspirations and goals that desire to do what I want to do and to push my limits and always be learning. Really does force me to be, I guess, better at what I do and to push myself. So it looks like I have a great work ethic. But Wizard Gamer is also correct in that I have a problem with time management and I get hung up on details a lot of the time, learning or trying really, really hard to do something that I may or may not be able to do. And it does get in the way. And sometimes I'll find myself like going to look for something and then 45 minutes later going, wait, how did I end up on this person's video watching that? You know, I don't know what happens, but it just happens. And I know you guys can sympathize. Rafael Oliveira asks, can you recommend a good screen recorder for iPad? Well, technically you can't unless you jailbreak your device. But, and I looked into this, you can use AirPlay to stream your iPad to your computer and then use a screen recorder there. Cookie Monster asks, did you ever watch The Smurfs, the series? Yes, and it was one of my favorite cartoons. Miguel asks, think, what is the best way to advertise a channel? Because lots of people comment on big YouTubers' channels, but everyone hates spammers. What should I do, Noodle on? Honestly, nothing. I'll tell you right now that advertising, especially in that way, is not going to work. It's just not the way. You're not going to get people to come to your channel and subscribe and watch your videos by doing anything like that. What you should really focus on is making content that is really, really good, really professional and interesting and engaging, and something that you would want to watch. You know, that's what you really want to do. You want to make a video that you would want to watch. And if you do that, you'll get a couple of people and it will snowball over time. It will grow, but you can't just say, oh, I have great videos and come look at them. It's just not going to work. 7 Points IX2X54 asks, do you know all of Central Park by heart? No, I get lost there all the time. Prina Surti asks, how do you say 0.04? There you go. Ty Morrison says, before you started YouTube, did you go, oh my goodness, I'm on YouTube, B, why? C, Kobe, did you stop on my noodles? Or D, my question? And I don't really understand the choices that you gave, but before I started on YouTube, I didn't really understand what YouTube was about or how people did it for a job or any of that. But I started doing it because of Club Penguin, and I didn't really go, oh my goodness, I'm on YouTube, this is amazing, at first. I think the first time that I got really excited about it was when I got partnership with a network on YouTube. And I remember getting the email with the partnership agreement while I was walking Kopi. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be a YouTube partner. And I sort of danced a little bit down the street with the dog. I'm like, yeah, I'm a YouTube partner. I was really excited. Megan A says, what ear do you use to call with? I use my left ear. Annabelle's son says, can you help me? I have to do some speeches for school and I'm pretty nervous. You seem like such a good speaker. Do you have any tips for stage fright? Well, you know, I haven't always been a good speaker, but I took a public speaking class in college. I remember being at the beginning of it, being very, very nervous to speak. But I don't know, something about that public speaking class brought a lot out of me for speaking in front of groups of people and stuff. And I don't get nervous like that anymore. But as far as having tips for stage fright, I mean, if you have to do speeches for school, make sure you know your speech inside and out. And practice by watching yourself in the mirror, learning your facial expressions and things like that, and focusing on yourself so that when you're up in front of a bunch of people, you can almost imagine that you're just talking right to yourself. Aiden Cherrier asks, what program was your intro made on? It was made in After Effects. Emily De La Torre says, hey, Think, I was wondering if you didn't meet your wife or didn't get Kopi, what would you do? Well, I wouldn't live here in New York, so I wouldn't have gotten Kopi because Kopi's from New York. And who knows? But I would say with almost absolute certainty, I would not be doing what I do on YouTube right now. So I don't know what I would be doing, but it wouldn't be this. Widgie6 asks, when you hurt yourself like a paper cut, do you A, scream your butt off, B, feel a little pain, but say be a man, or C, act like it's nothing? A, I scream. Mitchell Taylor says, this is the layout of your new shirt. It's not luck, insert diamond, or here, it's tradition. And I do like that. That is a really, really cool idea. Annie Vandervliet asks, ever since you made ThinkSlab, I come up with names for minions from the first video to right now, but you never choose me. It makes me feel like you're ignoring me. Why do you never choose me? Well, that's really hard because on every ThinkSlab video, there's about 2,000 to 2,500 comments by the time I go to select a random comment. So I'm not ignoring you. It's just that there are 2,000 plus other people that have entered a comment or entered a name that they want. And so your chances aren't really, really super high that you'll get selected, but keep trying it. You never know. Chris asks, what time are you usually on the core? I'm usually on in the afternoons because I know that a lot of you guys are at school in the morning and stuff. So I like to get on when more of you guys are on. The next couple of people, and they were right in a row, asked about hide and seek and did I quit and will I ever play again? Of course I'll play again and probably soon. It has been a while, although I don't know if they've done any updates, and I like to do it when they do updates, but maybe instead of waiting for them, I'll just make one. J-Rod asks, Think, how come in your download world all the item frames pop, meaning the map is gone? Yeek, that's a lot of item frames. That's probably because you are either opening it in probably in 1.7 or too early of a version in 1.8. But I think it's more that you're opening it in 1.7. And you need to open that in a snapshot because what'll happen is all of the item frames will pop off, all of the inventory, including the one in your hand, all the chests, ender chests, everything will be empty. So you have to open it in 1.8. Jonas Konofal asks, Dear Think, how come in the beginning of all of your ThinkSlabs you always have 3 noodle soups in the last slots of your hotbar and the middle soup is an empty noodle bowl? I don't, the reason for that is because in the first episode of it, I made it with I actually had 3 noodle bowls full and the diamond sword, and I ate one right before starting the video. I think that's what happened. And it was the middle one. And from then on, I was like, okay, well, on every single video, I'll just start it with the diamond sword and the 3 bowls. And I always, I'll go and build stuff and do all this stuff. And then right before I start filming, I'm like, okay, let me get a diamond sword because this one's worn down. I got to get a new one. Can't have any durability on it. And the 3 soups with the middle one empty. It's just the thing I do. And I was wondering if you guys noticed, but that's the kind of detail that you have to pay attention to when you're making these videos. Gaming Freaks asks, are you ever going to finish the auto smelter in your base? Oh, and anything with chocolate. Right, for the dessert thing. Well, the auto smelter, I actually was thinking about that the other day, and I want to move it. That's a storage room. It's not a smelting room. We need sort of a factory for that. So we're going to have to build a factory. Maybe I'll build it out of bricks and we'll make it sort of like a brick factory where we're smelting clay into bricks and other things like that. But yeah, I will finish it, but I don't think I'm going to finish it down there. Mr. Creep Piggleton asks, Think, will you keep the minion theme for your mod showcase series forever? Not that I don't like it, but I'm just curious. Yep, I really think so. I mean, of course, this series is going to evolve over time. I mean, obviously we introduced Kevin and he's a new, very popular character in the series, and maybe there will be other characters in the series that get introduced. But yeah, it'll stay as a minion theme. Danielle Sorbara asks, Think, what is the name of the texture pack you use to get your minions in the lab? It is called ThinkSlab Mod Reviews Resource Pack. That's what I named it, and it's my own texture pack. Costas Tasio asks, what are you planning to do in Hexit? In the next episode, planning for 2 funerals. Because that Twilight portal killed 2 pets in less than, I don't know, a minute? Jamie Lockhart asks, thinks, have you ever been pantsed? Yes, many times. And I remember when that was like the thing I was doing a lot of with my friends. I remember I was visiting my grandparents, and my grandfather wore, he always wore elastic banded shorts. And my mom told him, you better wear a belt with those around the kids because they're in this thing and they pulling everybody's pants down. You're not going to like it. And he refused to. And we were walking through a Walmart parking lot, and I ran up behind my grandpa and pulled his pants down to his ankles, and he was very, very unhappy. John Freeman says, sending noodles to user Thinknoodles. Please wait. P.S. These are the noodles. Why do I have to wait? They look delicious. Program Ninja says, first Noodle Lane, 889 block, Noodle, York City, Noodle Planet, 89031, Maycraft 16, 2014. Dear Mr. Noodles and Noodle Planet, we, the ALY, are awaiting our payment of 64 iron ingots. We have chopped down your forest, making you owe us the said money until you make your mandatory payment of 64 iron ingots. We'll keep your secret noodle recipe that Kevin happily handed over. We thank you for choosing us to chop down the jungle trees infesting your beautiful backyard and hope to choose us again soon. Sincerely, the Association of Lumberjack Yoshis. And I commented back with LOL Thieves, and I just thought that was amazing. This creative invoice from my survival series. I love it. Random Ness asks, hey, think in this book I'm reading for school, it said a kid visiting a black hole might be stretched out like spaghetti. Scientists call this spaghettification or the noodle effect. Oh man, I was always attributing the noodle effect to kids who watch my channel and get addicted to my videos, but I was way off. Gregatron14 asks, think if you had a chance, which would you save? A, a creeper, B, a wither, or C, Kevin? Well, obviously, I would choose the most destructive of all, Kevin. LPS Aaron asks, can you do the outro in the voice of Alan from the Jurassic Park video? All right, well, let me see if I can put this voice back on. Whew, it's been a while since I've done Alan. Let's see. All right, everybody. Don't forget to leave your questions in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. Don't forget that the likes target is set for 1,250 likes. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and of course, noodle on! Noodle on, guys.